Manchester City travel to Everton on Wednesday knowing a win can see them move back to the top of the Premier League on goal difference. City beat Arsenal at the weekend, while Liverpool could only draw at West Ham, and Pep Guardiola's men now have the advantage of an extra game over their rivals for the title. Guardiola named an experimental team against Arsenal, featuring 3 defenders and midfielder Fernandinho in an unfamiliar centre-back role. Against Everton, City will have the same players to choose from as Vincent Kompany remains out with injury. That could mean a Premier League return for Benjamin Mendy at left back. Guardiola must decide whether to stick with the side that looked convincing against Arsenal or make changes with next weekend's fixture against Chelsea in mind. Read how our writers predict Guardiola will pick his team against Everton and have a go yourself using the widget at the bottom of the page. Stuart Brennan Pep Guardiola is brimming with options, and it's just as well with 3 big games in a week and very little let-up between now and the end of the season. He has fresh young legs to bring in at Goodison, and Gabriel Jesus is a good bet. He was unlucky to be left out after his hot scoring streak, and the fact he sparked it with 2 goals against Everton in the 3-1 Etihad win in December helps. Jesus was also excellent at Goodison last season. Leroy Sane usually reacts well to being left out for big games, and he should get a chance to show what he can do, while Riyad Mahrez needs another chance to shake out of the flat period he has been going through. Fernandinho needs to be back in midfield in what will be a tougher test than Arsenal, and that means John Stones back in place. Bajkowski City are spoilt for choice in midfield and attack, and still a little bit short of options at the back. Kyle Walker was much better against Arsenal, but the team always looks stronger with Aymeric Laporte in the middle, so for that reason I'd back Danilo to recover from his nightmare at Newcastle. David Silva hasn't looked on top form, even if it remains a big call to leave him out, and it is also tough on Ilkay Gundogan, but Kevin De Bruyne and Leroy Sane both excelled at Goodison last season. Likewise, as well as Gabriel Jesus will surely play if he starts. Can you leave out Sergio, Aguero and Raheem Sterling after their performances on Sunday? Not for me. Bray It would be tempting to rotate ahead of the Chelsea game, but City have been presented with a chance to move above Liverpool, and they have to field a strong team in order to take it. Guardiola's defensive experiment worked against Arsenal, but there's no need to complicate things against Everton, who seem to be leaking goals at the moment. Danilo and John Stones should come back in for a more familiar back 4. Of the 5 midfielders starting against Arsenal, Kevin De Bruyne looked in most need of a rest, and Ilkay Gundogan is a prime candidate to come on in the second half for Fernandinho. That means David Silva and Bernardo can create from midfield, feeding Riyad Mahrez, who should be recalled to conserve the energy of Raheem Sterling. This would normally be a perfect game to rest Sergio Aguero, but after his hat-trick on Sunday and the importance of winning at Goodison, he must start. Have a go at selecting tonight's